here, which is what Utah may do. No, they go ahead and attack with Miller.
Miller takes it back outside.
North Carolina now going into a trapping mode.
And a foul on Carter. It's a 1-and-1 for Drew Hansen, a 3.99 student in his entire career at Utah. He's had all A's but one A-.
And Jim, that doesn't help you when you're a 61% free throw shooter.
You wish you had those same kind of numbers or percentages at the line. But Hansen to shoot 1-and-1.
By the way, for those that are really interested, that was judicial process 512. Don't sign up for it next semester if you're a Utah student.
He's trying to get into the Michigan Law School. I think you got to do it, Michigan. I'd give him another full A for that one, for those two. 61-56.
Got to be thinking three now if you're North Carolina. If you get an open look at it, and there is a great defensive play by Miller.
Knee of Cota, forced by Miller.
Miller with a tremendous defensive play against one of the real top-notch ball handlers in college basketball. Again, Goliak, the man that comes back to catch the ball, and now you put your big man who can catch the ball on the foul line. And Rick Majerus says no fouls. All he wants to do now is to run that clock off.
38 seconds to go. The Majerus family is here. His sisters, Jody and Tracy. Mother Alice was here in from Milwaukee. She can't take it. She's not in the area. She was sitting right with the two daughters earlier. Goliak races into 6.
The young man wants to someday, after a pro career, be a surgeon. He's carving them up right now, isn't he? This is the second.
Williams will take the 2. And a timeout, Carolina. It leaves them with 1. Each team with 1 full timeout. A half minute to go in the second semifinal. The Utes leading over Carolina by 5.
I want you to watch. Here's the man that set a new record for North Carolina with assists. Look at that defensive hand right down on the ball. And that may be the play that eliminated North Carolina's chances to come back in this one.
That's why Andre Miller was the WAC defender of the year. Utah ball, 5-point lead, 30 seconds to play, each team with 1 timeout. And that'll send Medela to the line for a 1-and-1.
And what Bill Guthridge is going to do now, Jim, is try to extend this game a la Mike Montgomery in the Rhode Island game. You try to take the last 30 minutes and make them seem like 3 minutes for the last 30 seconds.
Ano Medela from Helsinki, a sophomore who actually was a high school exchange student for 1 year. He exchanged with a high school in San Antonio, went to Churchill High School in San Antonio, and was ineligible to play basketball. So he came here, spent a year, didn't play any basketball, so he comes back as a youth to play here for the first time.
Making up for it now. Rick Majerus tells his backcourt players no fouls. Ball game.
7-point Utah lead. Carter. Here.
Kentucky in 1948 won the national championship 50 years ago. The Fabulous Five. In 1944, Utah did. It looks like they're going to match up. The teams of the 40s come together in the 90s.
But these two programs, Utah and Kentucky, in the 90s, as Miller has the 2-on-1, Jamison lands on him, will meet. This is such a quirk in the NCAA tournament brackets. They will meet for the 4th time in the 90s in the tournament.
And Kentucky has won all 3. Matter of fact, Rick Majerus said, we've had a great NCAA tournament, except running into Kentucky. Put me in another bracket and I can get to a Final Four. This year he gets in a different bracket, and he's here.
Not only has Kentucky knocked Utah out 3 of the last 5 years, they beat them 83-62 in 93, 101-70 2 years ago, and last year 72-59. Andre Miller's
This is about the only
Mother watching.
right. About the only negative thing for Utah Andre tonight has been his free throw shooting.
You know, they were in that game with 4 minutes to go with Kentucky, and then Miller suffered a hand injury, and that really dashed the Utes' hopes. Last year was the first time they were competitive with Kentucky in this tournament series. Carter gets the putback, 12 seconds to play, timeout Carolina.
And Jim, let's not let history lead to the future, because North Carolina had a 7-1 margin on Utah coming into this game.
We'll be right back. More fours than anyone in history.
Missed one in his lifetime.
And that was last year.
That?
Coach Jack Gardner, he made the first 58 Final Fours, missed the 59th. He was the man who took Utah in '66 to the Final Four, had also taken Kansas State a couple of times.
Right, 66, lost to Duke in the consolation game, but did have one thing. Jerry Chambers of Utah was the most outstanding player of that Final Four, won by Texas Western over Kentucky.
Anything Carolina can do here. You often talk about that comeback with 18 seconds to play against Duke years ago. Walter Davis hit the midcourt shot. What now?
I was at that game, Jim, but I didn't believe it then, and I don't believe now that North Carolina has any chance whatsoever to win this ballgame. You have to have 2 threes, some steals. You know that North Carolina is going to try to foul immediately.
They do. Medela.
Medela should have just tapped that ball and not got fouled. We saw Rick Majerus orchestrate how he handles the press when he was preparing to play against UNLV when we had them earlier this year. They love to attack the press by going over the top. The reason they're able to do that is their 2 big men can come back and catch the ball and make a pass, unlike most guys in college basketball. Medela and Zoliak really good at it. I don't think I've ever seen Rick Majerus so calm throughout the course of the game. Because when you got the lead he's at, I guess you can do.
And when you jump out, as Utah did, to a first half lead at one time, well, it was 17-4 at the first break. Let's put it that way. Medela.
This is 2.
This is 2.
How about 2 threes? You've got to go for threes.
Okalaja takes it. Short. Off Utah. But only 2.7 seconds to go. We'll have a Cinderella on Monday night.
And Jim, where are all the #1 seeds?
They'll all be at home. Okalaja misfires at the end, and you better believe it, Utah is in the national championship game. A final kiss to the Final Four floor by Antoine Jamison. I don't know, will that symbolize the end of his magnificent college career? He has 1 more year of eligibility. A 2 and a 3 in the championship game. Kentucky out of the South Regional, Utah from the West. A 3 seed, but any way you look at it, a Cinderella. And Kentucky and Utah will meet for the 4th time in the 90s in the NCAA tournament. Alice Majerus looks on. It brings a huge smile to her son.